In this video, you will know about 7 such unsolved mysteries of history which have puzzled experts and historians for decades, and some for centuries. These are mysteries about which many speculations have been made, but no one has been able to give a believable explanation. So stay tuned till the end of the video. Number 1 was the Hanging Gardens of Babylonia. It is said that at that time, whoever saw the Hanging Gardens of Babylon considered them a miracle. These were one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world. These gardens were famous for their beautiful design and greenery. Historians say that these gardens were built in the ancient city of Babylon. Babylon was located in present-day Iraq. The story is that these gardens were built 2,600 years ago by King Nebuchadnezzar II for his wife, who used to miss the green hills of her maternal home. These gardens of Babel were called hanging gardens because by making raised structures like roofs, people used to hang them on them. These gardens were built by planting trees. The vines of the trees used to hang down from the roofs, which created the illusion that these gardens were floating in the air. The viewers used to feel as if heaven had descended on earth. Such a speculative could not be found which was the existence of these gardens, and there were some who had even gone to Babylon and seen them. Number 2, it is said that there was a big city named Atlantis in the ancient world. It was situated on an island. The mention of this city is first found in the writings of the ancient Greek philosopher Plato 2,400 years ago. Plato had said that Atlantis was a very prosperous civilization. It was a very prosperous and powerful empire which had conquered other states as well. Plato has written that Atlantis was a kind of utopia society which had great wealth, advanced technology, and a strong military. Plato has further said that this island existed about 9,000 years before his time, but due to a terrible disaster, the entire island sank into the sea. Due to this catastrophic event, Atlantis disappeared from the earth and left behind only myths and legends. Over the centuries, many theories have come up which claim to tell the possible location of Atlantis. Some say that Atlantis must have been in the Mediterranean Sea, and some say its location is the Atlantic Ocean. But concrete evidence has not been found to prove the existence of Atlantis, due to which many people consider Atlantis to be just a myth. But on the contrary, many people say that if a philosopher like Plato has talked about it, then Atlantis must have really been a real place. Whatever the truth may be, even today Atlantis remains an interesting story of a vanished civilization, and even today people take a lot of interest in this mystery. The number 3 Zodiac Killer was a serial killer who created panic in California in the 1960s and 1970s. He claimed that he had killed 37 people, but only 5 of them could be confirmed. Zodiac Killer News he used to send incriminating letters to the media. The letters contained cryptic coarse messages and ciphers, most of which could never be solved. In the letters, he used to mock the police, take responsibility for the crimes, and write his name as Zodiac. For his signature, he used a symbol which consisted of a circle with a cross. He created an atmosphere of fear among the people of California. Despite a lot of investigations, the Zodiac Killer could not be caught. This case is still unsolved, and the true identity of the killer and his motive behind the murders are still unknown. Even today, this case is one of America's most notorious unsolved mysteries. Number 4 Cleopatra Ansit was the last queen of Egypt, and she was the most famous queen of Egypt. Cleopatra was famous for her beauty and intelligence, and she became more famous when her name was associated with 2 of the most powerful men of Rome, Julius Caesar and Mark Antony. In 30 BC, she was a member of the forces of Roman military leader Octavian, defeated Mark Antony, and captured Egypt. After this, Cleopatra committed suicide through snakebite. She was murdered by an Egyptian. He let the cobra bite him, due to which he died. Historians say that Cleopatra and Mark Antony were buried together in a very magnificent grave, in which a priceless treasure was buried with them for their afterlife. So finding Cleopatra's grave would be like finding a treasure heard in stories. Archaeologists have made thousands of attempts to find Cleopatra's grave for centuries, but they have failed. Some say that Cleopatra was buried secretly so that her body could be saved from being destroyed by enemies. Even after 2,000 years, Cleopatra's grave remains an unsolved mystery, and even today historians and archaeologists are eager to find her grave. Number 5. In 1587, 115 English settlers came and settled on Roanoke Island in North Carolina, America. The purpose of these people was to make the first permanent English settlement in America. The colony that was settled on Roanoke Island was led by a man named John White. John White returned to the colony with supplies, and he had decided to return to Roanoke Island within 3 months. But during that time, England was in danger of Spanish invasion. So John White's arrival on the island kept getting delayed, and White returned to the island with a supply ship after 3 years in 1590. When he reached the island, he saw that the entire colony had disappeared without any trace. There was no trace of any of his 115 people there. The only clue that he found, there was a word Croton engraved there, and 3 letters CRO carved on a tree there. Now, there are many theories about what happened to those people. Some people believe that the word Croton written there referred to the Native American tribe, and it is possible that those English settlers were killed by the Native Americans. It is also possible that those people joined the Native American tribe, and maybe they went and settled at some other location. One theory says that they might have been killed by the Native Americans. Some other tribe may have attacked them and assimilated them. It is also speculated that those people may have tried to go back to England and they drowned in the sea midway. What happened to those 115 English settlers is a mystery for the last 400 years, and people still remember this in danger. Number 6. A unique incident happened in Siberia, Russia on June 30th, 1908. A huge explosion took place near Tungshaka River in Siberia at 7 a.m. This explosion was so powerful that the glass of the windows of people's houses were broken up to 50 kilometers away. This explosion destroyed 80 million trees in an area of 2,000 square kilometers. The shock waves generated due to this explosion were felt hundreds of kilometers away. Scientists had estimated that this explosion was equivalent to 15 megatons of TNT. The good thing was that despite such massive destruction, no human casualty was reported because the place where this explosion took place was a remote area. What caused this explosion is still a mystery. Scientists believe that the most reliable reason for this explosion was a meteorite, but no crater was found at the place of explosion due to the meteorite hitting the ground. It is said that the meteorite must have exploded in the atmosphere before hitting the ground. Number 7. In 1901, the wreckage of a ship was found from Antikythera Island in Greece. An ancient Greek device was found from that wreckage. This clock-like device is now called Antikythera mechanism. It is estimated that this device was made around 100 BC, which means it is 2,100 years old. This device is considered to be the world's first analog computer because it was used in ancient Greece to predict astronomical phenomena and eclipses. This device has a complex of gears and dials made of bronze, which shows the position of the sun, moon, and possibly even the planets. The surprising thing is that this device was made around 100 BC. It is so advanced in terms of time that no such thing will happen even in the next 1,000 years.